One. And boom, we are back with another episode of Socratic Gamers, here again with Vish and BJ. Another weekly Roundup episode. If you checked out our Dragon Ball episode, yeah, hope you like that one. We might play a few more duel games in the future.
Yeah.
Because I did enjoy that one. But so this is the show where we take a few things from the week, typically 5, and just analyze them. Cool things that maybe you did not or did know about. And yeah, so the first thing, you want to go first with me?
You can start.
All right, stem cells. We are in the future. So if you checked out Joe Rogan's episode with Mel Gibson, so first of all, when I saw like Mel Gibson on there, I was like, oh man, like this is like you've made it, like, you know, you've actually got like a movie star celebrity, blah blah blah. And then but I saw like a doctor on there, so I was like, oh, is like Mel Gibson coming out about like his alcoholism or something? Like, what's going on? You know, that's what I thought it was about. I thought he brought his like addiction coach or something. That's how you know you have like a negative perception or stereotype surrounding that guy. But love his movies.
Passion
of the Christ is a great movie. Best movie of all. You know that was the #1 grossing R-rated movie of all time.
All time?
Yeah, and then the next one was Deadpool.
Oh, that's for the R-rated section.
For R-rated section.
Right.
So the most grossing R-rated movie of all time is Passion of the Christ. Mm-hmm. Love that whipping scene. Yeah. Anyway, so
I think I watched that at your house.
Yeah, that was craziness. So what?
Yeah, no.
So basically, it didn't turn out to be any of the things I thought, and it turned out to be about stem cells. So the whole idea is that his dad, I know it's crazy, eh? His dad was like 90. He had like, he's never been to the doctor, had a bunch of like ailments, problems, and then he flew him out to Panama, got him stem cell IVs, I believe, and then he was like totally healed. So like, okay, so one of the things that most people say is like, is stem cells made out of embryonic stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's what everyone assumes. But actually, embryo stem cells, he was saying, have a higher rate because they want to become babies. Like that's what the stem cells are for. They end up becoming tumors. So like if you get even one stem cell from an embryo into the thing, there's like a high chance of it becoming a tumor in your body.
Right.
So what they did is, I don't know I know that there was another one where they take like your bone and they create stem cells out of your bones. And then
your bone marrow, right?
Yeah, bone marrow, and then they shoot that back into you. And Joe Rogan said like he had that done. I know UFC fighters had that done, but this guy says that there's a different type of stem cell. I don't remember what it was, but yeah. So like you can either shoot it into a spot, and it works like a charm, you know, or you can IV it. The only problem is it hurts. Yeah, it hurts if you. Well, allegedly it hurts if you shoot it into like your shoulder, which is a lot of people do. They have like shoulder surgery, shoulder repair. Yeah. But if you IV it, I don't know if it hurts, but it makes you feel sick for a couple days. And he was saying how like that's like your immune system like defending itself as if it were the flu, but then you heal up afterwards. Yeah. So my question is, would you trust in the stem cell?
Yeah, if there's enough research, why not?
Right, yeah, exactly. But I don't know what kind of like stem cells we're talking about here, because like I was talking to my mom about this one. I was like, oh, like just get some stem cells, and she's like, there's somebody in the ICU right now that she's treating who like rejected the stem cells. I don't know if it's the same kind of stem cells, but like she's rejecting it, and she's going through like some sickness right now.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's not it's be all cure for everyone. I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It depends on the individual, I guess.
Yeah, but like there's been no, or maybe it's like the type of person who did the stem cells for you, because like she didn't go to Panama, I don't think. I think she's doing like the legal one.
Because there are also so many different kinds of variances, right?
That's
true. Stem cells, so we don't know which one could work for her. You know what I mean? Some were illegal, right? You can't do those.
That's true too. That's actually very true too. But what I think the thing that was most shocking about this whole stem cell thing is that if you in my continuous pursuit of trying to read the Bible, they have these things like where it's like old ages. Yeah. Like Moses lived till he was like 150 or something, and like I think it was like Adam lived till he was, or Abraham lived till he was like 400 something. And it's like maybe with stem cells you can actually achieve that, you know what I mean? Because if it's only So the way he explained it is your cells regenerate themselves over time, right? So if you have an injury, like you get a cut, your cell's going to regenerate to heal it, right? But as we age, we get less and less effective of doing that over time. But if you inject new stem cells, you don't even, there's nothing that goes on. Like if the stem cell just touches your stem cells, it automatically mutates them to become like more young and healthier.
Right.
So that's what they do. So it's like, even though, so like there's no like, basically the science behind it on a dumbed down level is like, it just allows you to regenerate cells faster, like you would have if you were younger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, so yeah, I don't know. Like maybe that is the future, because like Mel Gibson's dad was 90 and he said like he was like even better than when he started. Like, they say it's like good for autoimmune disease. It's good for eyesight. Just a bunch of stuff. And like I know that back in the day there were people who would like this is pretty more like a pretty gruesome story, but like they would kill younger children and then drink their blood.
Right.
And although that sounded like hocus pocus, like vampire stuff, what they found is if they IV the blood of a young mouse into an old mouse, that old mouse starts acting younger, and vice versa. If you IV the blood of an old mouse into a young mouse, they start acting older. So like maybe there is something to, maybe you just need an oil change once in a while. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Right? It's like if the body is like a machine. I was reading in Sapiens that they're saying.
Well, it makes sense because body does break down.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then if you're putting in a new type of fuel that's like young, still like a lot of energy in it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It might boost you up.
Yeah. Exactly. There's this thing in the book Sapiens. You know, they're like mortal. Like mortal means you're gonna die. What we are slowly progressing towards because of science is we're becoming amortal, not immortal. Doesn't mean we can't die. Amortal just means like you can like patch up death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like through technology, through like this new stem cell stuff. You know what I mean? Like dying is not going to be a real problem in the future. Well, no, it's gonna be a problem. It's not going to be an end result.
Right.
You know. But the only thing I'm wondering though is like, is that even good for the human race? Like, there's definitely gonna be some one-child policies and like, you know what I mean, going on, right? Because like you can't sustain. We can hardly sustain life.
Yeah. Well.
Wasn't that like viral? If you look at like the way a virus is, it goes from host to host. It's kind of like what we're doing, like Mars and stuff. I know people say that all the time, like humans are a virus, but like we're actually making ourselves out to be that.
But like, you know what cancer is too, right?
What is cancer?
It's your own cells.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. We all have cancer cells. Yeah, they don't get turned on until we're like we're compromised.
Or something triggers something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's interesting.
So we were born of the earth.
Yeah,
to destroy
for sure.
Earth. Who knows? For
sure, but I guess it all comes down to like your perspective and your mindset. So it's like you could be the virus or you can be the antibody. Because viruses and antibodies they multiply the same way.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But it's just one's doing good, one's doing bad, which is a great segue into my next topic, which is Molly's Game. So, interestingly, if you've seen the movie, Molly's Game is about a girl who organized a high-stakes poker game with all these celebrities. And one of the interesting points is like we look at celebrities like gods a lot, but then when you hear stories about them as being human, it's like, oh, I didn't know they were jerks. You know, I didn't know that they were. You know,
well,
fears.
Well, we're getting their PR version, right?
Exactly. And what I'm beginning to realize is like, I'm not me personally, but like I think what we're beginning to see as a whole is that because of social media, we're humanizing our celebrities. You know, but like I feel like you and I have never really had that problem though of like deifying a person.
Right.
You know, because we've been to shows, we've like seen celebrities and stuff, we've met them.
Yeah.
But it's like. They just seem like people, you know? I wonder what the mindset is there of like people when they... It's almost like a god complex, you know?
Yeah,
it's like I've been told...
when you look up to them, it becomes that level, right? Like you think, and if you put a persona on them being them as great, then that's the problem.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, yeah, totally.
Right, and
totally.
that's where I think that's where that happens, where God complex or
Right.
stuff.
But there is a differentiator though. Like I think that we can still look at people as different upon the work that they do. I think my problem is when you don't know anything about the person. Like like he's done movies and stuff, but like you don't know anything about him as a person. You know, So like when it was you and I who went to Warped Tour, right?
Yeah.
We went to Warped Tour together. So we went to Warped Tour and we met a couple of bands that I was personally into, and like I was just like, oh, I really like your music, but like as a person, I don't know you, so I was like, I'm not gonna say you're awesome. I'm like, you make good music, man. That's sweet.
Well,
like keep it up,
We don't know how they are in personal life.
Exactly.
That shouldn't matter.
Exactly. But then you go around and then because at Warped Tour you get to meet your favorite band members, and you see like all these like young girls crying. I'm like, oh my god, I love you. It's like, when you see like a thing in like the movie celebrities, like, I love you, marry me, and the celebrity's like, I don't even know you, bro. Like, what if a random came up to you on the subway and was like, I love you, marry me? You'd be like, thanks, bro.
Yeah. That's just weird.
It's interesting because if you watch it's interesting to see from their perspective. So like Molly's Game is a good look into what it's like to be surrounded by these kinds of people, right? And also watching documentaries. So like Conor McGregor's documentary, when I watched it was so funny because like there's one scene where he's like, yo, check this out, and he was reading an email to the people in the documentary about how this girl's like, I've been watching you for a while, I know we'd have amazing kids, I love you so much, blah blah blah. And he was like laughing. He's like, all right, this girl's crazy, she's never getting a response ever. You know what I mean? And it's like, but from that girl's perspective, she's like, I'm definitely gonna win him over one day with my truth. And it's like, but you don't actually know Connor.
Right.
Like, the persona of Connor.
Yeah.
But you don't know Connor, like, when he's sick, when he's sad.
No.
When he's, like, you only know him when, like, from what you see, Yeah, so I think that's a big, that's what I liked about Molly's Game, in that it allowed you to look into a world of a girl who was a normal girl.
Yeah.
But, well, she was, like, she's abnormal, I guess you'd say, because she was, like, an Olympic medalist and stuff. But like you get to see it from the perspective of a normal-ish person, not in that world, and then enter into that world and then see the way things actually operate. They're saying like a lot of, but I mean like naturally that would happen. They're like, the cabal of like societies. Yeah. Like the Rothschilds and like the Bilderberg groups and stuff. Yeah. But it's like that you would naturally collude with one another if you knew one another. You know what I mean? Like, there's a higher probability of me working with you if I know you. So at these poker games, they'd form alliances and stuff. Because like you're playing with them all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, sense. But then you get these people who are on the outside of that. They're like, oh, like it's all a conspiracy and stuff. But is it really a conspiracy, or is it just like you're not in that circle? Because like technically, so like if I were to look at Joe Rogan's podcast with Eddie Bravo and all these people, and I'm like, oh, they're a conspiracy because they're not talking to me. It's not really a conspiracy, they just don't talk to me because we're not a part of the same world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to think of it like that for bankers too, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how come the bankers get to rule the world? Well, because they've been doing it for quite some time and they know how it operates. You have a very shallow perspective of a scenario, but
it's not like you're in that world. It's not like they're trying to be bad. It's just what they've been used to.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. Actually, wait, and to put a BJJ perspective on this, heel hooks, like leg locks, were frowned upon for so many years, but now they're making a resurgence, right? Does it mean that the people that didn't know about heel hooks were wrong?
Right.
It's like, no, it's just that's what they've been grown up doing.
Yeah.
To look at heel hooks like they're wrong. But then now it's like, oh, but now everyone's using it. It's like, it just takes time to change things, You need overall perspective. How do you feel about voting? Just a side, I'm just curious about that.
Like, what do you mean, regular?
Like do you think that there should be a quiz to vote? Because I heard this, I was watching the FCC one, the Eddie Wong one. The Joe Rogan, Eddie Wong, and the FCC. Is FCC?
The person,
yeah. So she was saying like Joe's like, oh, there should be like a quiz that you say like before you vote for the guy, you have to say what his policies are. Explain what they are. Right. It's like you've well thought this out. And I was like, I actually agree with that. But the FCC girl's like, no, that goes against the Constitution. Blah blah.
You mean the politician, or are you talking about?
No, so like if you are going to vote for a candidate, before you can vote, you have to like write what their policies are. Like you have to know what their policies are? What they're going for.
Oh, I see.
Like so it shows you've done your homework.
No, people don't have time for all that, man.
But then it's like then we're so skewed. It's like we're being blind leading the blind.
Well,
you know?
that's the job.
That's when it becomes a popularity contest because you don't really know.
No, that's the job of the press, right?
To educate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, but if you before you voted, you just said like even one question, you know, like what do you like about this person's policy? Mm-hmm. You know, and then like
I think generally people know at least one.
At least one policy would be good, you know, like as long as you're pulling for it.
But I think generally people do know one at least.
Maybe. Unless
they are just following what their parents are doing, but then they're still young.
I did that when I was younger. When I just turned 18 and you were allowed to vote, I did not care. My mom was just like, vote for this person. I'm like, okay.
Oh. Well, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah, but like you're doing that. You're taking the initiative. I'm thinking like I don't really care about this.
Yeah, but I understand that at an age perspective. But it does change when you are growing. Like when you are, own a home. These are the problems you want to.
That's true.
Fix.
That's very true too.
So you do know some things.
Or an outlier. So the only person that I actually can say that I actually willfully voted for was Trudeau.
Right.
Because of his his liberal policies, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, most of his liberal policies. There's a lot of problems with it now.
Yeah, but whatever. It was a good dream.
Again,
it was a good dream.
Of course.
You gotta vote for the dreamer. What you believe in. But like before that, I was just like, I don't really care about like nobody's really saying anything worthwhile. Yeah. But yeah. Secret societies. But all right. So secret societies. Could you say that we're not a secret society? Everything's a secret society, right? It's just a club that you're not a part of. Mm-hmm. It's like, can somebody come into our apartment and join this conversation?
Right.
No.
Yeah, I guess.
No.
No. I mean,
it's like I would not feel
agreeing with
uncomfortable.
I'm agreeing with the concept of being a secret society.
So it's like,
if you're
so then you get labeled as secret society.
The
in-crowd, yeah. But it's like, this is the way I see it. It's like, just go form your own thing, bro. Why do you need me to? But that's why it's like deregulation. It's like we should have smaller forms of government, I think.
It depends on what it is.
Like, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like on giant policy issues, we should still have federal government, but I think like municipal government, even a municipal government is like, it's still hard for them to see what's going on everywhere, because GTA is very big, right? So like different sectors should have different,
They kind of do. There are divisions, right?
But can you have different
sections.
Policies in different areas?
Yeah, there's differences in municipal policies are different per municipality.
Right, but like
then there's also the
like
then you have the federal
are the laws in downtown Toronto different than Port Union?
Well, federal laws are different, right?
Right, no, but what I'm saying
municipal laws is more like bylaws, those sort of things, in that place.
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But like, I think the way
but federal laws cover those sort of things. I think what you're talking about.
No, but I mean like general stuff. Like I think things that directly affect an area, like downtown Toronto, should not be. They should be different than in like
the
suburbs.
The municipalities do that.
Oh, there is actual differentiation?
I think so.
We should look into that. I don't think there are.
Yeah.
No, I understand like Toronto and Pickering, but Port Union's a part of Toronto. But they're so different. So I'm saying within a municipality, you can still have multiple different.
Yeah, within
sectors.
that, there are.
Really? Wow.
There are smaller governments in that.
Well, educated me on that. Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But how far-reaching are they? Like what?
They are. They have different sections. It's not like GTA only.
Okay, yeah.
They're within that. They're smaller sections.
And they can control up to what though?
They can add into what they need to do within their community.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some control is there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, like the level.
Yeah.
Right of power, but there is some representation.
Is it final word for the municipality? So
I don't know the ins and outs.
That's what I'm saying. Much. It's like you can still be vetoed by somebody higher up than you. But what I'm saying, they should have governing ability within their zone. Mm-hmm. Because they know what's going on.
I guess. I don't know too much about Canadian law.
But then you're breaking it down way too much. It's like I can see why that would not be a good thing. You know.
Well, I don't know. What does it mean by smaller government then? You know what I mean? Like,
No, I know, and it's just too much to control. Like, we're doing the best we can with what we have, is what I'm saying right now.
of course,
Like,
everything is man-made.
Yeah, exactly. It's like although we complain, although I'm even making this criticism, ultimately I don't know enough to, like, because it would be like, it's like a domino effect. You change one thing and then everything changes. You know, so like, I just trust that the people who are interested enough to focus on those laws are focusing on them correctly. You know what I mean?
We do have a little bit better than the United States.
That's true.
So, I'll give us that.
Speaking of the United States.
Speaking of the United States, so the things that I had was.
Actually, Molly's game was about the United States too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Well, that connects to another celebrity, which is Aziz, but not part of Molly's game.
Oh, this is a good one. Yes, this is
Aziz
a very good
Ansari,
one. Yep. This is
known
a good
as Parks and Rec. I don't know what else. Oh, the Netflix show.
Yeah. Okay.
Master of None.
I don't watch any of those.
They're really good. I don't know about Parks and Rec, but I did really like
Master of None.
Master of None.
Okay.
So, over this week.
Wait, is he a jack of all trades? Is that why they called it Master of None?
Look, I don't know, man. I didn't pay attention to all that.
Jack of all trades, Master of None. Does he do a bunch of stuff?
I watched it for the comedy.
Oh, okay. All right, continue.
Story.
What were you saying? Yeah.
So, basically, he was called on from somebody with an she's anonymous, using the pseudonym in that article as Grace.
Okay.
Okay. And then she's calling what she experienced a sexual assault. Okay. And that's a pretty big allegation, right? Like, sexual assault.
Especially with like the Harvey Weinstein stuff going on.
Especially with what's going on, and especially that those are the reasons why it also comes up, right? People have more of a non-fear issue of coming out with their experiences now, right? Which is a good.
Everyone's suddenly empowered, yeah.
Which is a good thing in some way.
Yeah.
But then it can also get out of, if get out of control. You have to know what it means, right? Like what
the limitations are and stuff.
Exactly. Like what I think would happen to Aziz is not the same as Harvey Weinstein.
Okay.
All right. So then I'll get to the story. So basically, after their date, they had a date, and like there's this. I don't know why she brings this up too. It kind of sounds weird. Like we went on a date. We were drinking white wine. He ordered white wine. I wanted red wine. But she's thinking this. Why don't you just say you wanted red wine?
That's weird.
First off.
And wait. She said that was one of the negativities that were brought towards her?
She's just saying that. I don't know if maybe.
That's a little weird.
I don't think. That's
more like a spoiled
brat
comment.
It's not. Yes, but I don't think it's that big even to her. But I don't know why she brings it up. It just kind of makes it sound weird.
Right? It's setting the tone for the character.
Yeah, but it's just kind of weird. Anyway, so.
She's like, he's inconsiderate, blah, blah, blah,
So they go to his house after the date. They're doing, the kissing and all that normal stuff. Okay. And then I guess Aziz thought they're going to do this, go into intercourse, right?
Okay, I like the way you, completely scientifically said it.
I don't know why I'm doing that.
Go home base.
Let's just make it. Let's just, anyways. So, but then she was saying that she was giving off nonverbal cues. And verbal cues in the sense of mumbling.
Wait, hold on.
Mumbling of not wanting to have sex.
Wait, okay, so they're making out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's already kind of from Aziz's perspective, he's like, oh, okay, this is going my way.
Right.
Okay, and the mumble could be mistaken for a moan.
Yeah, and then
so it's
she was trying to stop kissing him, but still, I don't know what that means. Yeah. Anyways, so
if you're already making out, it's you've already kind of progressed. I could see his perspective on that one. He's like, oh, this is going my way.
Yeah. No, but still, I understand that guy's point of view too. There is an issue with only thinking that, right? But that's fine. That's fine.
What, it's going my way?
Yeah. There's parts of the story that's okay, but then there's
quick
things
pause,
that don't make
pause.
sense.
I think what we tend to forget in this societally driven, good-natured Me Too world is that, like, what is the purpose of whining and dining you? What is the purpose of kissing you? Procreation. So, like, that's built into our DNA.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you're already kind of going for, you're giving Aziz the signals of procreation, and he's thinking, oh, I get to perform an animalistic thing that, you know what I mean? It's like how are you just gonna stop midway if you're already into it? Why don't you just tell him, no, I'm not into you?
Yeah, and she was giving nonverbal cues. So how does he understand nonverbal cues, right? That's my issue with that.
But why'd you go back to his house? That's a signal cue. That's an action cue, you know?
Sure.
It's like at the end of the day, people forget. Like
No. You can go to the house, but you can tell that I don't want this. We can hang out. We can just chill or watch something, whatever, right?
So she slipped and fell on his lips.
No. What I'm saying is that's what you should do if you don't want that stuff. If you're doing this, it is giving off.
That's what I'm saying. So she's like, I'm giving nonverbal cues with my verbal. Oh no, I'm giving nonverbal cues with my action cues. It's like it's so freaking confusing.
Exactly. It's just confusing to a guy. I don't. How would he know that?
Yeah.
Just tell them if you don't want to do it.
Yeah. And
anyway,
another quick pause. A lot of people are like, oh, it's not just all about procreation. It's all about love. But I'm like, no, that's our driving force.
Yeah. Like we have. This is genetically in us.
Yeah, so it's like you can't argue that, So like Aziz is definitely going to be thinking that subconsciously or consciously. The girl's like, she probably just as upset and started all this, or trying to get some money, some fame, attention.
But she's anonymous, so we don't know. So it doesn't work like that, right?
And then 2 years later, I was the girl.
Maybe. Anyways, or hoping that this might turn out good for her. Again, I don't want to say.
And if it turns good, if she becomes a part of a movement, then she'll reveal herself. Yeah, it's just playing it safe, yo. You're like swinging you're swinging for the fences.
Right. Okay. So, and then she ends up saying, "I don't want to do it." Okay. And then Aziz like, "Oh, okay." He stopped. He complied. And so
he said, "Oh, okay."
No, I'm just saying.
No. I know. Oh, that's what I'm saying. He said, "Oh, okay." It's like if he stopped, it's like, "Oh." Okay, he complied. Like what? Why are you upset?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I know.
More
exactly.
Stuff.
No.
Right, cool. Was he like, you want to watch a movie?
So then, like, she goes to the washroom. I don't know. She's like, anyways, she comes back. She's like, I don't want to feel forced because I'll hate you, and I'd rather not hate you.
Hate you?
Yeah.
Okay, I would have been like, this bitch is crazy. Get out my face. Like what?
Okay, so, and then.
And
then
funny?
She stays.
Yeah,
she stays and hangs out at the couch. Why? First off, and then she thinks in her head.
Powerful.
No. And then she thinks in her head. I was hoping that he might rub my back or play with my hair, something to calm me down.
Oh my God, this is
And then.
This is the definition of high maintenance.
And then she okay, so why are you staying if it's not a good date? This is what it is. It's not a sexual assault. This is a bad date. Mm-hmm. Just leave.
Yeah, for sure.
And then after all that, then he calls her the cab, and she leaves. And then she then texted him, or Aziz texted her. He thought he had a good time.
Okay.
And then she said, I was crying on the cab home.
Oh my God. Yo, honestly.
And then he said, he apologized. Oh, I didn't know you felt like this. I'm sorry. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Yeah. This is why you have to always screenshot your conversations with crazy people. Just saying.
No, she did. She had that conversation. That's what she showed to the person that wrote the article.
I'm saying Aziz should definitely do this.
No, but none of this. Yeah. But like none of this. In her own story, it doesn't sound like sexual assault.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It sounds like crying for attention. High maintenance.
It's just I think we need to understand vocabulary here. What does sexual assault mean?
That's true. Yeah.
Because you showing as anonymous, so we don't know who you are, and basically affecting his career.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
For something that many people think is not a real sexual assault.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a
That's
pretty
true.
harsh term to use on somebody
That's true.
when they aren't doing that.
There's this thing in I forgot what the exact term was. It was in marketing. It's like false source bias or something like that. So you can say something negative about something like Oprah Winfrey killed 100 people, right? And then even if it's not real, if it turns out not to be real, if you ask somebody like 10 days later, it's like, did you hear the thing about Oprah Winfrey? And they'll be like, yeah, she killed someone, right? It's like you still hold on to the truth of it, even though it's not really
false story.
Yeah. So I think that's the real danger here, you know, that like now people are just gonna associate him with freaking sexual assault, or they could just associate him with being like around crazy people.
Yeah, that was just my gripe with the story. The story itself, you know, itself shows that it's not.
It's funny how when you're a celebrity now, so like let's say you're a regular Joe Schmo at a local high school and this thing happened.
Yeah.
Nobody really would have cared. Even if the principal got involved, it wouldn't have mattered so much. But when you're a celebrity and like your name is on the line, you have to really think twice before you do anything. You know what I mean?
This is a new generation for them now.
Yeah. It's like anybody could say anything.
Yeah.
And the second you get any vibes, this is like a tip for like, I mean, what tip? Like I don't know anything, but like I would say that if you're like famous or near the public domain, always like just as soon as it feels weird, just get out. You know, vibes never lie, and like look what happened. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, that was. I just thought that was all wrong. Everything was wrong in that story.
Could you blame Aziz at all for anything? Like, you know, I'm not saying he's at fault for anything. I'm saying like, there's always two sides to a story.
Yeah, but we're only getting her side, right?
Yeah. And her side's wrong. It's like it's evidently wrong.
Well, in her side, it doesn't sound like what she's claiming it to be.
That's 100%. Yeah. But like, do you think like Aziz in any way, is this like an open and shut case where it's like, no, she's wrong, or is it like, oh well, you know, he could have done something?
But she didn't say that.
No, I mean Aziz himself. Like from a third party perspective, we're analyzing it now.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you think Aziz could have done something to like maybe he should have like.
But you're complying though with a lot of those actions. You could have said no from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree with you. So
how does he know? He can't read your mind.
Exactly. So I would also agree that there's nothing you can say Aziz should have done. This is like an open shut case.
Yeah.
Like there's some ones where you're like, oh well, I guess he could have done this,
right.
You know. But in this scenario, it's like, no, I don't see anything he could have done.
Yeah.
You know, except, you know, maybe be less attractive.
I think the lesson here is, you know, nonverbal communication is not communication.
That's true.
Well, true. You can't understand that. It's not clear. Let's just say it's not clear.
That's very true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. You know, if you're really in a bad situation, leave. You know, I think the word is no. Stop.
I don't know why. I don't know why I should stay on the couch. And also the couch is like a very suggestive place as well. So it's like he's probably like, I still have a chance. That's what he's thinking.
I think so. Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, why would you stay on the couch? And then if you were to rub her back,
also, why would you stay after that?
100%, yeah. But if she said, "Oh, I was hoping he'd rub my back and brush my hair," that's also a signal of being like, "Oh, it's back on."
No. She was thinking that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But like, if she had said it, it's like
that's also, you know,
you're kind of back on. You know, it's going on. Just don't touch me if you don't want to be around me. You know?
Exactly.
Cool. So what else you got?
So this then, now it's going back to technology.
Technology.
Another big issue is to small YouTubers.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
There's a new criteria now to get monetized.
All right, so I know for monetization so far, you need to have 10,000 views.
Yeah.
And
total channel views, yeah.
And at least over 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there some new stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so what?
So you need.
That was prior to me finding out about this.
Yeah, I didn't tell you anything.
Yeah, we don't really talk about these topics. Yeah, exactly. During the week, we kind of do like, hey, did you hear about that? And it's like, oh, save it for the podcast. But,
yeah. So you need 4,000 hours of watch time.
Oh my! Get out of my face!
Within the past 12 months.
Get out of my face!
Within the past 12 months, and you need to have 1,000 subs.
1,000 subs?
Yeah.
Get out of my face! Get out of my face! This is dumb now.
No, I see. In some ways, I understand.
No, because they don't want to be writing like a million checks. I get it.
It's not about writing a million checks, and there's also only so much amount of ads that they can spread out.
Okay.
Even sometimes, this was what PewDiePie was saying, that even though it's ad like appropriate, sometimes ads don't show up because they don't have enough ads to go around. Also.
That's true too. Yeah.
Then the other thing, does it hurt? Young or not young, small channels. I think it does. But these are the rules that they're making. This is?
Yeah, I get it. You play by the rules. Yeah.
These, I mean, it's a corporation, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with them.
They set the rules. You're making your content.
Yeah, you're using the platform. Just don't use the platform.
I think if you're a small channel.
But see, all right. So this is the funny part. So like, there's always like the business mentality. It's almost like the yin and yang of life, right? Like, you always have two diverging viewpoints that are always going to come at odds with one another. There's the practical business aspect, right? Which what we're saying right now, it's like, yeah, they're right. And then there's the like the altruistic perspective. The what do you call those people when they have like a idealistic perspective? Right, where it's like, oh, this is wrong, but it's like, it's really not wrong. Like my knee-jerk reaction is like, oh, that sucks. But at the end of the day, it's like, you gotta accept it because this is the world. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you really can't do anything about that. Anyways,
except get 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time.
So it doesn't take effect, I think, until February 20th.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll still have some leeway to get
So are they just gonna cancel all of the? Is it like proactive or is it like ongoing or is it retroactive?
What do you mean?
Like, do they go back and fix it? So like basically, I have a custom URL. For my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I don't think they were changing those things.
No, I know, but like I'm monetizable, even though I'm not following their standards.
So your monetization will stop
if you don't meet these criteria. You won't even see ads then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So I don't have to go back and be like, unadd this one, unadd this one.
No. Ads just won't show up on those videos.
Oh, that's perfect. No, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you can meet those, if you can meet those criteria.
4,000 hours of watch time is a little ridiculous.
See, it's a little hard for...
within the past year, or how long?
12 months, yeah.
4,000 hours. How many hours is that? 4,000 divided by 12? Hold on. Where's my phone? Let me go find this.
12 months? You mean per month you want to do?
Yeah, how much do you... All right.
Check that out.
So, all the math people that listen to this, they're like, it's this number. So 4,000 divided by 12 is 300 hours of watch time. Okay? Divide that by 30 days, so that's 11 hours of watching a day.
Right.
That's 11 hours of watching a day.
Yeah.
For a whole year.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 11 hours of watching a day. We have 24 hours in a day.
So you gotta have multiple people watching.
You have 24 hours. Wait. 24 hours a day minus your 8 hours of work. Minus your 4-hour commute back and forth, you got 12 hours left. So as soon as you hit home, you can't exercise, you can't do anything. You just got to keep YouTube on. Because you've got 12 hours remaining.
That's a channel.
Oh wait, wait. That's 12 hours remaining, not even counting sleep. So if you get 8 hours of sleep, you got 4 hours left. How does that work?
That's one person, right? You're basing it on one person. If there's multiple views,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, wait. Oh, wait, no. Maybe I'm mistaken. Wait. Oh, I think I could be wrong. For the person who wants the monetization has to be watching for 4,000 hours. They have to be watching.
No.
Oh, thank God. There you go.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
That's what you thought. How
would
it work like that?
That's why I was like, what? This makes no sense,
you
bro.
need to reach 4,000 hours.
Oh, you didn't say that. You said you need 4,000. You didn't say you need to reach. So I was like, you need. Oh man, you gotta freaking watch.
Yeah, your channel needs.
Oh, okay.
How can you assume that?
That's why I was like, well, it makes no sense.
Oh, you're totally off, man.
All right, cool. Thank God.
Yeah,
I was
check yourself.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Oh wow, we
you just said 10,000 total views, you need on the channel. That's what I said.
We just witnessed a stupid moment.
Yeah.
On here. All right, whatever.
I was like,
yeah, I was like, this makes
that's
no
why I kept
sense.
saying like, yeah, but that's one person.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
You have to get.
So basically, so you need 1,000 subs, and you need other people to have watched your video.
Yeah, of course.
For a total of 4,000 hours.
Well, yeah, the channel total hours. Watch time.
Yeah,
spent on your channel.
There you go. That makes more sense. Channel total hours. See, I thought like when you're like you need to, I was like, oh.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, so I was confused. All right, whatever. Who cares?
So yeah, those are the things you need to meet. It'll hurt small channels. You know, I think small channels you gotta get another job, or have another job on the side.
For sure. Yeah, you can't just.
If you're only, I don't think you can even meet the certain requirements if it were a small channel.
Wow.
To make a living off of anyway.
That's true.
Right?
Even if you have like 200 subs, your channel's done.
Yeah, you gotta keep working at it, but also have another job. That's how it is.
Yeah, that's true. I was watching. This is a good.
I don't think you can even survive just even having 200 subs. It doesn't.
No, 100%.
Really equate to a certain amount of money or something.
Yeah, I got you.
Right.
It's funny though, because like this, you're alluding to something that they were also talking about Jerry with the FCC person. And she's saying how like the future, if there's universal basic income because of the way like technology is going, and like you're getting self-driving cars now, so that's that's thousands of people out of work, and then you lose people at the movie theater, that's more people out of work. Then you get auto checkouts for grocery stores, so that's more people out of work. You're finding more and more unskilled workers out of work.
Yeah.
Right. So like they're toying around with the idea of universal basic income. Even Elon Musk was saying that he's supporting universal basic income. Yeah, right. And like the reason why is because of just technology, right? So she was saying as well that like in the future it's going to be people running. There's going to be no one job anymore.
Right.
There will still be like certain jobs, but like as a majority, people will be contracting multiple things of work. And it's funny because when I heard that, I was like, that's totally my life right now. Like, I don't rely on one thing.
Yeah.
Like, multiple sources.
Mm-hmm.
Only because of the way technology is. It's like, I couldn't get done everything that I need to do with the 24 hours in a day if I had a full-time job working one job.
Right.
It's like, how would I accommodate other things?
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying, yeah, that's the future. I agree with that. I could see it happening,
Yeah.
I know multiple people who are, like, running part-time jobs,
Mm-hmm.
They have like multiple part-time jobs.
Yeah.
So future's here. Stem cells, technology, universal basic income. Are you a supporter of universal basic income?
Yeah.
I think we'd all become creators.
I think you would have more time to do what you want.
Yeah, I think that would be a good utopia,
Yeah.
Where it's like everyone gets like a base minimum. Like you can afford a car, you can afford your rent, you can afford food, but anything above that, like if you want a Lambo, you gotta work for it.
Yeah.
I think that I truly believe that is the best way to do it. You'd have a lot of lazy people who just chill at home, which I think is fine. It's like just, like you don't.
I think it depends on like where the amount.
But then
of
you also have a bunch of
is.
people who are just gonna keep making babies for no reason.
Yeah.
We become like a factory of like a batteries. Depends on the person. I mean, like,
yeah,
I could see creatives. So they're saying it's good for creative people to have universal basic income, or it'd be really cool if they had like a thing. So it's like a threshold. So it's like if you can prove that you're working on something, then you get universal basic income.
Yeah,
that would make sense to me. It's like if you're being productive in a creative way, musical way.
Yeah.
Whatever. As long as you're producing something, you can have universal basic income. I say that because I wish I had that. Yeah.
I think they're doing trials on universal basic income.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Where? Already here. I don't know. Somewhere in Canada.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of that. I mean, I guess you could say that's like that's EI. The trick is to have EI though. Like if you're a contractor, so I've always been contracting work. I've never had like a full job where I'd have to pay into benefits, like I'd have to do all my own.
Yeah.
It sucks because like I can't claim EI because I've never really worked for a place. What would you apply for? Not EI. You apply for
EI before.
No, not you. Me. Like if you social insurance. So social welfare. Would that be what I would apply for? If I had nothing.
Yeah, welfare.
Yeah, welfare. Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe that's the universal basic income in the future. Welfare just becomes universal basic income.
Mm-hmm. For everybody, everybody's on welfare then.
Yeah, hey, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, everyone's on welfare.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know. That could be like the Garden of Eden. I could see a lot of things wrong with that. I think there should definitely be something where it's like you're creating something. Like if you show them a business plan, you get the sort of like OSAP. If you're in school, you get money.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's how it should be. But I don't believe in OSAP. Well, no, it's changed now. I don't believe in it before because it's like you owe that back to the government, which kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do know people though in like European countries, so they get free education. So if they're in school, they get free money and free free education.
But it's covered by your taxes.
Yeah, exactly. But I know a bunch of people that are just doing that. They're just jumping from school program to school program just because they're getting their living expenses covered.
Right.
Because it's free.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, is your last topic?
Yeah, that was that.
No, you have one more.
No.
Oh.
You mean the Zuma?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that, yo. Come on.
Oh, you can talk about that.
All right, fine. Zuma is
well, the update on it, because we talked about it last week.
That would have been 4 topics then. I had 2. You had 2. So we got to do Zuma now.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll do Zuma assumptions because we don't actually know what it is. So there's a video out there that says that we've been following that talks about what Zuma may or may not be up to, and the now current assumption is that it could be a spy satellite that is hidden.
Well, I think we assume it to be a spy satellite.
So the 2 options are it did break down or it's still working, right? Yeah. And if it's still working, it's a clandestine technology.
Right.
It's like nobody knows it's supposed to be up there. That's why they're like, oh, we don't. We're like, you should talk to SpaceX regarding those, not us.
Yeah.
With that Dana White lady, not the UFC owner or spokesman.
Right. Yeah. There's, I think in that video, it's, like what was cool. It was like, is it a, it's a stealth. It could be a stealth satellite.
Yeah, makes sense. But see that made sense. Like, remember when we were discussing this a while back? Like, that was my first assumption. I was like, no, it's definitely up there. They're just using it as a means to like spy on North Korea because of the whole problem. You know?
Yeah, no, but that's of course those are these assumptions we're making. Of course that it could be one of those things.
Which makes the most sense. It's like,
but it's like
you have to.
But it's not like we don't know of their other spy satellites. It's like, why are they hiding that?
Maybe this is like ultra new tech. Maybe there's something that like it's like an EMP shooter. So if they notice a missile coming out of North, this is total speculation.
This is really
like fantasy. If they notice a missile coming out of North Korea, they just shoot an EMP down it and disrupt its flight capabilities.
Yeah, and they were saying that it's at like a really like a high distance away from Earth, something like in that video. I forgot exactly the number since I didn't write it down. I don't think we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's where it has a bigger view of the.
Oh, that's cool.
Bigger range of the Earth. Right?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So it has like a wider.
Like a wider lens, kind
wider
of thing.
lens, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
yeah, that's cool.
Again, more of it being reconnaissance type of satellite.
Yeah, and what they're saying is and there was
a satellite in the past.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up. Yeah. 1970s.
It is stealth, and it was difficult to find out where it is. It's not that easy to find.
Yeah, and it was able to take pictures that were up to they can get.
I think that was a different satellite. They're talking about 2 different satellites.
Okay, well the one I was talking about was like the detail of it is like if you take a 2-meter stick. They were able to.
This is back in the 70s.
Back in the 70s, yeah, which is pretty impressive.
Still better than Google
Earth, yeah.
Still better than Google Earth.
So like, if they took a photo within 2 meters, you can get detail of.
Yeah.
But anything smaller than 2 meters, like you couldn't really see it. But like if you look at Google Earth right now, it's like it doesn't even have that capability right now.
Yeah.
So
and that was in the 70s.
Yeah. So it's like, what technology are they hiding from you right now? You know. Well, does it have to go through the FCC if it's like if it's a black ops mission? You know what I mean? Because like maybe they're bypassing regulation for this new tech because they're saying that they don't know where it is.
No, I don't think it works like that. This is government, right? This is not.
Yeah, but there's been
the public.
But there's a lot of government things that they can hide regulation for.
I don't know. I don't know the full rules of it all. This is,
Which goes back to secret societies, but like you may be listening to this and you're like, oh, the government's so bad, blah, blah, but it's like, no, the government knows what it's doing. It's been doing it for a while. Like, you just gotta trust it's working itself out. People in there will figure out who've studied it. All right, so it's like you have 24 hours in a day. How are you spending those 24 hours? The people in the government are spending, like, let's say you're spending 1 hour, 4 hours. Let's make you a student of the government. 4 hours studying the government, okay? Every single day, watching conspiracy videos, learning about like the way businesses operate, all that stuff. But then these people are actually in the government, running countries, dealing with issues for 8, sometimes 12, sometimes 15 hours a day, all year round. So it's like, I think I would trust that they've got a better handle of things than I do. No matter what conspiracies I think of, because in the end, conspiracies are just things you believe them to be. It wouldn't be a conspiracy if you didn't believe it was a conspiracy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, man, the only reason why the Watergate scandal was so bad is because we believed it was bad. But if they're like, if that Watergate scandal happened, we're like, as a president, he can do whatever he wants, then nobody would have said anything. You know what I'm saying? It's only bad if you think it's bad, is what I'm saying. And I trust that it's good.
What it's doing?
Yeah, what it's doing is good.
Oh,
like for its benefit. I mean, I like my iPhone. Yeah, but yeah. So
well, yeah. There's other problems with not problems with iPhone, problems with Apple and the government, right? They can't get into it.
Oh yeah,
So in a way, it's good for us.
Yeah. So like, for those of you who are wondering, Apple has this thing where like they won't create a backdoor for the government. They made it public as well. Yeah. So that was good. I mean, that's great for their stock prices, because people are like, oh, I trust Apple more now.
And their PR. Right?
Yeah, their PR. Yeah, exactly. So I guess we can sum everything up as being a figment of your own imagination.
Sure, everything's an illusion.
That's really what it is. It's only whatever you believe it to be.
Yeah. What do you believe it to be?
Is the Bible real? If you believe it to be. Is that spy satellite still up there? If you believe it to be.
Until you're proven wrong.
Until you have facts. But even if you have facts, it's still what you believe. So till next time, believe in the right things.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Bye-bye.